Hi, and welcome to TXDZNY. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about the Disney dining plan. So one of the most common questions I get, besides asking what resort I should stay at or how many nights I should stay and all that stuff, is if I should get the Disney dining plan. And to be honest, there's no exact right or wrong answer to this. I can't give you a definitive yes or no if it works for your family. So this is just going to tell you some of the pros and cons to maybe the Disney dining plan, and then it's up to you to really decide if it works for your party and your family that you're going with. So I'll give you a brief description of what the Disney dining plan even is. It's in essence a way of making your Disney trip almost all-inclusive. You're prepaying for your food and drinks and stuff like that. This isn't going to include all your alcohol and tips and stuff like that. And there are restrictions based on what package you are purchasing with this dining plan. So how the Disney dining plan works is if you're doing a Disney package, you get credits per night of your stay. Meaning if you're doing a 5-night stay, 6-day, you don't get 6 days worth of credits. You get 5 days worth of credits because you're doing 5 nights. Now you do get to use these credits throughout your trip. So for example, you can use all your quick services in one day if you want to. That wouldn't be a very smart way to do it, but it's not like your credits are for the whole trip, but you don't have to use only one quick service per day. You can use multiple ones in a day. You just have one less maybe in your future days on that trip. So your Disney dining plan credits, if you have purchased it, will be on your My Disney Experience app already. Soon as you check into your hotel, whether it be online or in person, that's when your credits will get activated. And they last through midnight of your last day that you're there. So that's a good way of looking at when you can use them. So if you were to not check into your hotel, but you did an online check-in and you go to the parks right away, you get to use your credits right away when you're arriving on your Disney trip. Another way to keep your balance of how many credits you've used, you can go on the My Disney Experience app and I'll show you there. Also, when you're getting your receipts each day, it's going to tell you how many credits you have left. Because remember, if let's say you're a family of 4 and you've purchased the Disney dining plan, that all 4 of you have credits. So maybe, if people are eating different things, each person will have different amount of credits maybe used, and it will give you an update to how many credits each person has remaining. So now I'll get into some of the pros of why the Disney dining plan might be worth it for you. For starters, a lot of people just want to kind of know how much their Disney trip is going to be. So it kind of makes it an all-inclusive type vacation for you. Kind of like if you're going to Mexico or somewhere in the Caribbean and you're booking an all-inclusive, you really only have to pay to tip people. So that's kind of what it is going to offer if you offer to buy it and you're paying for it in advance, where you're not going to be having to spend a ton of money out of pocket besides tipping people, maybe some alcohol that you might have more than what your dining plan is, as well as, obviously shopping and stuff like that. But it is a good way to almost make your trip almost fully paid for before you're even getting to Disney World. Another big pro to it is sometimes this dining plan is actually free. Disney runs different specials throughout the years, and sometimes people will be able to book a free Disney dining plan. And so obviously that makes it where it's very desirable. Sometimes they'll do split ones where maybe it's just for kids, sometimes for your whole party. So I think something big that people have to realize when they are even thinking about doing the Disney dining plan, that there are 2 different kind of Disney dining plans, and you have to figure out which one is the best for you and your party. It depends on how you do your dining when you're there. If you like doing some nice meals and stuff like that, then you have to purchase a different dining plan than when you would if you're someone who's just going to grab quick services the whole time. So I'll go in a little bit deeper into what each dining plan offers. So I'll start by saying if you are purchasing the Disney dining plan, every person who has this Disney dining plan does get a refillable mug that they get when they're checking into the resort. You can only fill these up at resorts. You can't do it in the park for it to be free. So you have to keep that in mind, that if you're gonna want to bring it, you can still fill it up in the parks, but they're going to charge you for the drink. But you can go to the Disney resorts and they're not going to charge you. For example, if let's say you're staying at Art of Animation, but you're over in Epcot a day and you go over the boardwalk, you can take your refillable mug and go fill it up in the boardwalk and they'll honor it. But you can't go inside of Epcot and try to fill it up at in the Germany pavilion, for example, and get some soda or something like that there. So you have to keep that in mind. But each person in your party will get a refillable mug that is part of your dining plan, and you can fill them up at the resorts. So now I'll tell you about each one of the dining plan packages that they have. First is the quick service dining plan. So that allows you to have 2 quick service meals a day, no table service meals, 1 snack. So that's per person per night of your trip. And that quick service dining plan is $59 for adults. And then if you're 9 or younger, it's going to be $25. Then the other package, which I call the regular Disney dining plan, is going to allow you to have 1 table service dining experience, 1 quick service, and 1 snack per night of your stay. And obviously, because this one is having table service, it's going to be $98 for adults and $31 for kids that are 9 and younger. And as I said earlier, it's always important to remember that your gratuity is not included. So when you're doing these meals and all that, and if you're, let's say you're doing a nice table service at Le Cellier, you do still have to tip off of what that bill would be in general. So keep that in mind. It's not, once you're there, you're not going to have to pay for any food or drink or anything like that. You are going to have to still tip your cast members who are working at these table services and stuff. It's also important to remember that obviously kids that don't need park tickets, so kids that are under 3 who don't have park tickets, they also don't need to be part of the dining plan. So they can eat some of your food and stuff like that, whatever they're going to have. If, obviously if your kid's like 2, 2.5 or something like that, where they're eating regular food, they don't need to be part of the Disney dining plan, and they can eat some of your food, but you're not going to have to purchase the dining plan for them. So really that kid's price is going to be for kids that are between 3 and 9 years old. And then once you hit 10, you're going to be paying full price for the Disney dining plan for those kids. A great little tip that I always say is that if you have your kid that's under 3, try to book buffet meals, because you could get them full meals there and they're not going to charge you for them since they're under 3. But if you have any other table service and that kid is going to eat like a regular meal, they are going to charge you. So try to book those buffet meals if you have your kids that are under 3. So I'll be transparent about this. The Disney dining plan really doesn't work for me and my family, mainly because we do a lot of table service meals and stuff like that, character meals, and try different things. And we like eating at the booths and stuff and trying lots of things when we're going around Epcot and stuff like that. So it doesn't really work for my family, but it does work for a lot of families. Something I do want to touch on is when you are, regardless of what dining plan you are getting, if you're doing your quick service plan or the regular service where you're going to get a table service and a quick service, for each one of those, you get a drink. So if you're 21 and younger, obviously you get fountain drink and stuff like that, water, whatever it might be, apple juice, milk, if you're for the kids and stuff like that. But you are able to get 1 alcohol beverage with each one of those quick service or table service meals, just 1 per each one. So if you're getting the quick service plan, for each quick service meal, you can get 1 drink. If you're doing the table service one, it's going to be 1 drink. So if you're going to have 3 drinks or something at a dinner, you're going to have to pay for those other 2 drinks. It's not going to be included in your dining plan. So anything above those 2 drinks per day, you are going to have to pay out of pocket. So for me, who likes drinking around the countries in Epcot, most of the parks, I like having several drinks and stuff like that, I'm going to have to pay out of pocket for all that. So that's why the Disney dining plan for me doesn't totally make sense, but it could for your family. So something else to keep in mind if you are doing the table service, the regular Disney dining plan where you do get the table service, is that your really, really nice restaurants there are going to be worth 2 credits. It's not every single table service is going to be worth just 1 table service credit. So for example, like a California Grill or Narcoossee's, Be Our Guest, places like that are gonna think about are gonna be a nicer dining experience that maybe have steak and stuff like that. Those are gonna be worth 2 credits. So as I said, is that you get these credits for your whole entire trip, and you can decide how you want to use them throughout your trip. So if you do want to do a nice table service and you're going to have to use those 2 credits, remember, one night you're not going to be able to do a table service because you used 2 for one of the really nice restaurants there on Disney property. On a side note, the Hoop-Dee-Doo review, that's also going to be worth 2 table service credits as well, even though it's not going to be that like really, really nice dining experience. It's more for entertainment, but that's going to be worth 2 credits as well. I'll put up a list of all the places that are going to be worth 2 credits. Another thing that costs 2 credits is if you're going to do one of the dining packages at Epcot. Different festivals and stuff that they have going on. I'll just give an example, like for the Candlelight Processional, they do some of these dining packages. If you're going to do that, that's going to cost you 2 credits as well. So let's say you're going to go eat at like the Rose and Crown or something like that as part of your dining package. That's going to, in general, that'd be 1 table service. But if you're going to do it as part of the fireworks package with the Candlelight Processional and stuff like that, it's going to be worth 2 credits for that. So as you can imagine, there's ways to maximize on this Disney dining plan. A good way to look at it is to get your money's worth pretty much. A quick service meal, it's gonna cost you about $24 to maximize that. A table service about $60, and then snacks about $7. So there's ways to maximize this because some things are, let's say you're just going to go somewhere and get like an easy macaroni and cheese or something like that that costs just a few bucks. You're not getting the best use out of your quick service by maybe doing that. So try to figure out different ways where you can get the best bang for your buck with those quick service and table service and snack credits of yours. I will say the best way to maximize your credits here, I for one think that the best way to get it is to get the regular Disney dining package where you do get a table service. And I feel this is where you can maximize it, is that if you're getting that table service, there's a lot of character meals and some of the real signature, really nice restaurants, even if they're costing you 2 credits, is going to be for sure worth it when you think about how much it costs you out of pocket for that same exact meal. Another thing to think about is that unless you're going to do like a character meal for breakfast, don't really waste your table service on a breakfast somewhere. There are like some exceptions to that, but unless you're going to be eating with the characters, breakfast isn't the best use of your table service dining plan. So that in general is all the info that you kind of need on the Disney dining plan. It's like I said, I can't definitively tell you if it's something you need to get or that you shouldn't get. It's up for you to decide, and it's each family has to decide if it's for you. Like I said, for me and my family, it doesn't make a ton of sense with how much I drink in the parks and how much we like doing nice meals with characters, or whether it be steaks and stuff like that. So we normally opt not to get it. It is very intriguing at times when they are offering like free dining plans and stuff like that. So we have done that where we've utilized it and then we still pay out of pocket for some stuff. But you have to decide if it's worth it for you and your family. And you really got to think about how you're going to do it. If you're someone who's going to be go and not do any Disney nice meals and stuff like that, then maybe the quick service dining plan is for you and it's all paid for in advance, and then you don't have to really think about it. But it all depends how you do the parks on how, if you want to decide if it's worth it for you. So I hope all that info on the Disney dining plan helped you decide if it's worth it for you and your family. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.